Alright, so I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm really looking forward to the DCU Superman, and it got me thinking about DCU Batman and whether or not we're going to see Robert Pattinson return as our DCU Batman, or if we're going to get a brand new Batman for our DCU counterpart. And honestly, I'd be okay with either one of those options, but it seems like a lot of people want a separate Batman, and so today I'll talk about what I would want for DCU's Batman and how to make it different than Robert Pattinson's Batman while also keeping a lot of the same elements that make Batman Batman. What's great about Batman's character is that a lot of the different iterations of him are so different, but they capture what it means to be Batman in all sorts of different ways. And it's just amazing that a character like this can be done in so many different ways and still be done justice, just like Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles. Like, there's so many different versions, but all of them are so good. Before we get into the video, make sure to drop your comments down below on what you would want to see from DCU Batman and whether or not you guys agree with this wish list. With that being said, let's jump into the first thing I would need for this new DCU Batman is more fantastical world building and specifically villains. We need more fantastical gadgets and characters to bring life into this DCU. Now, I love Robert Pattinson's Batman. I honestly like it more than Christian Bale's, but it needs a little bit more life and it feels a little bit less comic booky. It's more real life oriented, which I understand why they're doing that, but to differentiate the two, I would want DCU Batman to be more fantastical and Robert Pattinson's to be more realistic. I think that's what most people on the internet want as well. For this new Batman, we need an established rogues gallery that is part of the fantastical character subsection of his rogues. As much as I love characters like Two-Face and Hush, I think those characters work better for Robert Pattinson. In the DCU Batman, I would want to see characters like Clayface and actually have a giant Clayface monster that's like the Blob or, like Monster Blood from Goosebumps. Something that is very fantastical, and it makes you think how a human being man is going to take down this threat. Characters like Man-Bat being a giant flying bat. Like, honestly, I think Arkham Knight did Man-Bat so well. I mean, he looks scary, but he's also fantastical. He's got the giant wings. It's literally perfect. Or a character that I really want to see very soon is Killer Croc. Killer Croc has an amazing story as a villain, and I want to see Killer Croc in DCU Batman. I think Killer Croc would help bring color into the DCU as well with his bright green skin, and this character has such a touching and heartfelt story. I mean, he doesn't necessarily want to be a monster, but he is always treated as one, and he's kind of just like a product of his environment, which I would love to see in live action. And honestly, if they do Killer Croc, I want to see him as a giant alligator man. I don't want to see the Suicide Squad version where it's just a really jacked guy with painted scales. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but I want Killer Croc to really feel like a crocodile, a monster mutant man, something that you would see and run away immediately. Another villain I think fits into the fantastical world is Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is such a cool character, and another character that is so bright and can really bring color into this world. Now, I'm not saying Gotham City needs to be like lit up with, LED signs and have the sun shining, but the villains are what brings color into Gotham City in the comic books and into the Batman world. And I think that Poison Ivy is one of those characters that can really bring that color in, show the fantastical nature of the character. Now, this is a tough one. If the DCU chooses to do Joker or Harley Quinn, the only way I will accept it is if we get Bonnie and Clyde, Joker and Harley Quinn. When the hell was the last time we got that in live action or in like any media whatsoever recently? The recent Harley Quinn run has been that Joker is like abusive. She's not as crazy as he is, and so he basically like manipulated her into becoming a villain. Yada yada yada. I get it. It's a great story. I'm not saying it's a bad story. I'm just saying we've done that for so long now. I would like to go back to both of them being insane people in a Bonnie and Clyde world. I think the DCU could really make that shine, and it's just a lot of fun when it's a couple of insane people robbing banks, killing people, setting off pranks and stuff like that, and it's just more fun that way. That's all I want. It's very straightforward. Now, how do we tackle the real elephant in the room, and that is who should play DCU Batman? Now, I'm not going to talk about castings for every single character that I talk about right now. I could make a separate video on that. If you guys want to see that, drop a like or comment down below. There's a couple of top picks that I've seen floating around, but honestly, who I've wanted for a long time is Thomas Gibson from Criminal Minds. I think he could really pull it off, and I think he could really get jacked, but he's kind of too old now. But I've seen a lot of people talking about Alan Ritchson, and honestly, I think he has the build for it, and he seems very passionate about the character, which is a good thing, but I haven't seen a lot of range in his acting, and Batman is a character that has to have a lot of range, and also a lot of range in subtle ways, and I think Robert Pattinson is doing a great job of that, but I haven't seen Alan Ritchson do that too much. I need to watch the Reacher show, though. Another actor a lot of people talk about is Brandon Sklenar, and honestly, he looks the part of Bruce Wayne. I just haven't seen him in enough. He's been in like some rom-coms and some like dramedies and stuff like that, so I'll have to check that out, but it seems like a lot of people online want to see him, and honestly, I think he fits like the Bruce Wayne look. It's just whether or not he can act the part too. So what about the Batsuit? The Batsuit is something that is super important to me. Now, I love Robert Pattinson's Batsuit, don't get me wrong, but I want to see a different iteration in the DCU. And I think a lot of people really want to see the blue and gray. But in my opinion, I say why not both? Why can't we have scenes of him in the blue and gray and have scenes of him in the black and gray? I don't know why we have to choose between the two. I think the blue and gray would help casual audiences differentiate between Robert Pattinson and the DCU Batman, but honestly, I like the black and the gray and maybe a hint of yellow personally more than the blue and gray. I think the blue and gray just looks a little silly. Now, when it comes to the eyes, a lot of people don't want the white eyes. I do want the white eyes. I think it works. I think it can work really well. Part of it has to be the performance. You have to show the performance through the white eyes as well. Deadpool does this very, very well. I don't think DC was very successful when they used it on Atom Smasher. It's something that we should at least experiment with a little bit. Maybe he doesn't have the white eyes at first, but then he puts on the black and gray suit at some point and that suit has the white eyes. I don't know how they want to do it. I just want to see it in live action just once. I know we saw it in Dark Knight, but it looked so bad, and it was like glowing eyes too. It just didn't look right. So I'd like to see the white eyes just once, you know, just experiment with it, just do a little bit of both during the movie in different scenes with different suits. I don't know why we have to pick between two different suits. It's Batman. He has so many different outfits. He can change. Now, the other controversial part about the Batsuit, the trunks. Are we going to do the trunks on Batman, especially if we're doing black and gray? If we do the black and gray, I think it should have the trunks, but he should only use the trunks on the outside after he meets Clark. He should not have the trunks before he meets Superman. Him and Superman should have a conversation, whether it's the first movie or the second movie, I don't care. Him and Superman need to have a conversation about why Superman dresses the way he does, and maybe that makes Bruce lighten up a little bit and try the trunks a little bit and make, you know, the kid, because kids shouldn't be scared of Batman. It's the criminals that are supposed to be scared of Batman. But at the same time, when you're dealing with a character like Batman, he kind of needs everyone to be scared of him. So it's hard. I understand why people want the trunks. It's comic booky, but when it comes to Batman, personally, I don't think it should be his main style. Again, He can have different outfits. I think having a scene with the trunks is okay. The last thing I'll talk about for his outfit is his cape. His cape should flow all the way past his legs and should be like consuming him. His cape should look all the way around him like he is a full shadow. I think that feels very comic booky. I want them to do that with Robert Pattinson's, but if they're not going to, do it with the DC Universe Batman. He would look so cool just standing in a corner with the cape all the way around down to the feet. And he flings it open and it's huge. A giant cape. I would scream like a little boy in the freaking theater. Now, when it comes to Bruce's character, I need Batman to be investigative, just like he was in Robert Pattinson's Batman. I think he did a great job with that, although I want to see him use like a high-tech Batcave. I want his Batcave to be more decked out. You know, I want to see trophies. Oh my gosh, we need the Batcave with trophies. I want it to have the car rotating, you know, in the Batwing, like hanging there. Gosh, that would be so cool to see in live action. I want to see the giant penny, the dinosaur. I want to see all of that in the DCU Batman. But part of that, him investigating with Alfred, typing shit on the computer, and then it's popping up all the answers, and he's got clues going and everything like that. That part of Batman is so exciting to me. And another part of Batman that is so exciting is his combat. I need the DCU Batman to be fighting like the Arkham Batman. And we know it's possible. It's possible in live action because they had to get the mocap somehow for that game. I need Batman to be zipping around, using his gadgets while he's fighting, throwing batarangs, throwing glue grenades. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I just need him to be an absolute beast in the combat. Now, when it comes to the characters surrounding Batman, I need this first movie to at least have one Robin, and it seems like that's what they're doing. It seems like they're doing Damian Wayne too for Brave and the Bold, so I don't know how they're going to do that. I think Damian is a little bit too soon, but I need at least one Robin right out of the gate. We already know Batman's origin story. We don't need to see another Batman origin story. We could see flashes, we could see nightmare visions or something. That's fine, but we don't need to like start the origin and him go to training and everything. We already know that shit. I think in a second movie, we should get Batman with Robin and Batgirl being a team and trying to take down Red Hood. Now I think Red Hood is definitely a character we should do in a second movie. I don't know if we should start off with a character like that. I think it would be so cool, dude, if we got Red Hood in live action at some point. The point is that I want Batman to be surrounded by some Bat family members right out of the gate. Now, when it comes to the city of Gotham, Gotham needs to, one, feel timeless. It shouldn't feel like modern day. I love the Robert Pattinson's Gotham. No matter what year it is there, it's just Gotham City. When you look at like Christian Bale's Gotham City, it looks like 2008. It looks literally just like modern city. It doesn't feel timeless. I want it to feel timeless. And it feels like they're doing that with Metropolis in the DCU Superman, so I'm hoping that they carry that over into the DCU Batman movie. I want Gotham to feel as timeless as Metropolis. Another part that I think is so important to the characters of Gotham City and the different like thugs that Batman can fight. The thugs should not just look like street members. You know, they should have face paint. Like if Two-Face is our villain, the thugs should be painted like Two-Face or wear a jacket that's half burnt or something like that, like they did in the Arkham games. That is one of the best parts of the Arkham games, and bringing that world to make it feel so immersive. Same with the Lego games. I mean, they called them goons back then. Well, we can't do that nowadays. We gotta call them thugs. But like if we're doing the Penguin, they should have penguin symbols on their puffy coat jackets. If we're doing Joker, like his Joker thugs should be wearing Joker masks. I think that is such an important part of bringing Gotham to life and making these villains feel so like real and in that world. The last things I'll mention about the DCU Batman is that I need more gadgets, more exciting gadgets. Okay, we've seen the grappling hook, we've seen the Batarang 1,000 times, we've seen a Batmobile every single time. I need another Batwing. We need more Batwings, bro. And I need it to look sick as I just want more vehicles. Give me a bat boat. I don't care. I love the Batmobile. I really do. I love the Batmobile. But I need more vehicles, and I want them to look fantastical. I want them to look straight out of a comic book. And part of that is also his gadgets. I need Batman to use more creative gadgets. Like I mentioned earlier, I want him to use the glue grenade during combat. Or if Mr. Freeze is the villain, let's bring in some freeze grenades. I think freeze grenades are super cool. Feels fantastical. It doesn't feel like something that could exist in real life. When you're watching a superhero movie, it doesn't matter. So when he's in combat, throw a freeze grenade behind you, and then that guy's frozen for a little bit. You punch the dude in front of you, and then Batman can come back and punch that guy and just create combos, like live action combos. The gadgets need to be insane, like the line launcher. Hell, if they want to bring shark repellent into this movie, I don't care. I'm here for it. And I want to see him using smoke bombs. He should be using smoke bombs as a distraction or a setup for combat with the Bat family. He should be able to throw a smoke bomb over to a different area, and then Robin or Batgirl swoop in and take out those group of thugs. That is how it should work. They should be working as a team. Now I know Bruce is all like, oh, I'm a one-man army type thing, but if we're having the Bat family, he should already be past that type of attitude. So I'm hoping that they do that in the DCU. I hope we get the Bat family and all that. But that's all I have on my notes for the DCU Batman. At the end of the day, I just want it to feel different than Robert Pattinson's Batman. I want it to feel more fantastical and more timeless. Robert Pattinson's is great. It's very dark and gritty, and I'm not saying we can't have dark and grittiness in the DCU, but it also needs to have those fantastical moments and those moments that are only possible in a comic book movie, if that makes sense. I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments. What villains would you like to see? What specifics about the Batsuit do you want to be? It's weird that we talk so much about the character's appearance on screen, but it's honestly so important. It's just so weird how like something as simple as whether or not Batman has white eyes is like a talking point in the community. I just love it. But if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I'll be covering a lot more DC and Marvel stuff in the future, and I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Let me know. Other than that, as always, have fun, be respectful, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.